Please introduce yourself.
My name is Rhiannon and I'm studying a Bachelor of Arts at the University of Wollongong.
Tell us about the kind of life that you have lived.
Well, I grew up on Sydney's northern beaches my entire life.
What kind of problems have you encountered?
I'd say a lot of them would be in relation to my hearing impairment.
And what did it stop you from doing?
A lot of things. When I was 9, that was when I started to lose my hearing. And when I was growing up, I didn't really accept it. I didn't really accept myself, and I was worried that other people wouldn't accept me either. So it sort of held me back a little bit, and I lost a lot of confidence to do a lot of things.
What was something you really hated about your hearing loss?
Probably when they make fun of my voice. Yeah, they just mimic it. It's hard to know what I sound like.
What was a really bad memory of someone who was mean to you about your hearing?
Someone who I thought was a good friend. We've known each other for years, been talking for ages, and then we had a little bit of a fight. They decided to use my hearing against me. For example, I'm trying to work through some problems, but in that moment I can't hear what they're saying. They just get annoyed and they can't be bothered to repeat it, so they give up, walk away. So that sucks.
Do you ever have situations where you just sit there and you're like, oh my god, I can't do this, I can't hear you?
There's a couple of situations like that. There's a big social group. A lot of them would be hearing people, and they're just sort of talking to each other from across the side of the room or whatever. And I can get a little bit caught up in it. I can get a bit lost in it. Maybe when, say, I'm in class with a couple of friends and I miss something that teacher says. And so I try and look at my friends' notes and, see what I've missed out on. Some people don't get it and they just say, no, you should listen. Just focus. It's not like that.
What do you
I
do?
haven't really overcome that yet. That's something that I think I'll just always have to sort of put up with, especially with a group of hearing friends.
Thinking back to that problem, what would you have done differently?
That's hard to say because it still happens to this day. I kind of get shocked by it, so I know I need to explain it better to my friends because they don't understand what it's like. You can't just focus, you can't just listen all the time. It doesn't always work like that.
If you could give advice to someone else who was in your position, what would you tell them?
I'd say definitely embrace what you've got. We need to be more open about this part of our lives. By telling them, we're helping them help us. There's been times when I haven't told people and they found out later. They feel really guilty because they would have done things differently if they had known that I had a hearing impairment. They would have
Have you ever been embarrassed about your hearing loss?
Yeah, of course. Especially when I was younger because I didn't really know anyone. I didn't really have a social group of say, hearing impaired or deaf friends. That made me feel really alienated, I guess. I didn't want boys to know that I had a hearing loss in case they thought it was weird or something. I don't know. Stupid little things like that.
If you could, would you fix your hearing?
No, I wouldn't because I've experienced so many things as a result of it. Back in high school, I always went on these deaf hearing impaired camps, and it was 1 week up sort of just north of Sydney. There was about 100 kids that came from all across New South Wales and the ACT. I met so many people there who were just like me. From day one, we all just sort of clicked and they just sort of became a second family. You finally found people that you can relate to, and people that relate to you.
Do you still keep in touch with the friends you've made in camp?
You're the living evidence of it. The living proof. But yeah, I keep in touch with a lot of them, especially in the recent years. Oh, it's so good.
Give a message to all the hearing people out there for people like us.
Well, I know that we're hard to deal with. Just be patient. Try and see things from our perspective.
What would you tell someone that it's like you?
Definitely embrace who you are. Get to know the deaf culture, get to know other people, and definitely be upfront about your hearing loss. Tell people, new people that you meet. There's a lot of people like them out there.
Thanks for sharing.